Hello my good ones. I do not know about you, but I am very impatient. I can't wait for the first real trailers of Season 6. The writers themselves are now puzzling over how to surpass the 5th season. If earlier we were preparing for what could happen in the final, now there is a complete unknown. I have already searched the entire internet in search of at least some information, but there is so little of it that I cannot do without guesses and conjectures. So what should we prepare for in the new season? Let's gather together with you everything that we already know and are ready for. Madame Mendeleeva will become the new director of the school. As for Mr. Domicle's former director, he will have another job. The mayor of Paris was the former teacher Kalen Bustier, who gave birth to a child, although her father is still unknown to us. The former mayor of Paris will not be out of work. He will finally return to his old dream of making a movie. Unfortunately, Gabriel and Emily will remain in the past. Gabriel wished the healing of poor Natalie, who had suffered undeservedly because of his mistakes. Most likely now Amelie will become Adrian's guardian, at least she has all the legal grounds for that. But Natalie will no longer remain in the role of an employee, but as a full-fledged family member. Now the aggressive mansion has become a gathering center for all friends. Of course, the question remains how to maintain such a house and the empire of a great fashion designer, without the main creative mind of Gabriel. We won't see the monarch's ring again. Marinette was somehow able to restore the old familiar shape of the Wonder Stones. She decided to distribute all the Miracle Stones in order to prevent the simultaneous loss of all the stones, as it was in the past. Now each owner is responsible for his own Miracle Stone. But here there are many questions concerning the main rules of the owners of Miracle Stones. The mystery of identity is no longer unknown to some. For example, Chloe, Natalie and Tamo Tsurugi know exactly the names of all the owners, with the exception of Cat Noir and Lady Bug. And if all this information was in Tsuruga's stolen computer, then Lila Rossi now has this information. Luca publicly announced that he knows the secret of the identity of Cat Noir and Lady Bug, which means he will surely become one of the main targets for new villains. In my opinion, it is not the most successful idea to distribute the Stones of Miracles for permanent use. In the new season, you will have to pay for this decision by alternately losing the Miracle Stones. Tomo Tsurugi has announced to everyone that she will continue the work that Gabriel started. This means that she will not stop before her long-standing dream of which she dreamed with Gabriel. She wants Kagami and Adrian to be together and become universal world idols. A rather strange dream, don't you think? I assume that in the new season there will be not one supervillain, but at least two. Tsurugi will easily take possession of at least one Miracle Stone, and we will see the use of other Miracle Stones on the side of evil. We found out that Adrian, Felix and Kagami were created using the magic of the Peacock Wonder Stone. Using the damaged talisman, each of the families paid a high price, namely, with the lives of those who used the Peacock Miracle Stone for the birth of a child. In the Tsurugi family, Dagami's father may have fallen victim to this magic. It is likely that Tomo's main desire is the resurrection of her husband. Madame Tsurugi is full of secrets, one of which is her eyesight. Everyone is used to seeing her blind, and it is likely that she was, as a result of severe stress after the tragedy with her husband. But now I am sure that her sight has returned to her. But she continues to hide this fact from others. And it's not easy. Thus, she will divert from herself all suspicions of grandiose plans for world domination planned in the future. Leila Rossi got hold of the Butterfly Wonder Stone, and she will become the new supervillain of Season 6. Her image was once merged, and it is likely that her supervillain costume will be just that. Her name will be Chrysalis, although to be honest, I liked the name Farfalla invented by fans more. In the finale of Season 5, we were shown how she dresses the butterfly mascot, and at that moment objects begin to rise in the room and lightning flashes. This is a rather strange appearance of the Kwami. I think the screenwriters themselves did not fully come up with the details of such an epic appearance of Nuru. Probably, this is for a beautiful picture and an aftertaste of understatement. They say think it out for yourself and look forward to the new season. Lila, as it turns out, is not quite Lila, her name is Cerise. She is studying at another school in parallel and is the head of the class there. There are already 3 women in Layla's collection who consider her their daughter. I have already told you about this earlier and I will not repeat it. Her secret lair will be the basement in the house of one of the mothers. An interesting fact about butterflies, which Gabriel literally raised, and they were literally a cloud constantly in his lair. Lila does not have the opportunity to produce a comb, and from where she will take them is not entirely clear. Perhaps they will miraculously appear themselves from the staff. Lila, the master of reincarnation, one of the images that got into the network, has not yet been shown to us, which means that this new costume of hers will surely appear in Season 6. Her first main mission in the image of Chrysalis will be to break up a couple of Marinette and Adrien, at any cost. And here is the next result of the merger of 2 Kwame, very spectacular. Maybe it's the union of Plug and Nuru? Or maybe even the image of an akumatized Marinette. Marinette infected with the negative energy of Akuma has long been a legend. I think this is quite a likely event of the 6th season. Audrey Bourgeois will try on the miracle stone of the bee, and this is another proof of the loss of talismans. It looks like we are waiting for more than one change of owners of the miracle stones, which means that Marinette's plan for their safety will fail. Marinette will have to retake every Kwame again. Marinette's Quadatama was used in the episode Reunion. Adrien also received the same friendship talisman, and this sketch indicates its future use. We have to get acquainted with one of the former owners of the Ring Noir. And this sketch is not quite clear to me. A structure in the form of some kind of tower, somewhat reminiscent of Marinette's house with a roof terrace. This sketch shows Marinette's next encounter with Lady Bug, either from the past or from the future. I also found such an excerpt from the script. Layla successfully bypassed Madame Mendeleeva. With a grin, he says, "This headmistress was so easy to deceive." She finds a secluded corner and takes out a butterfly talisman from her purse. Nuru appears miraculously, and says, "What can I do for you, Miss Lila?" Lila answers, "I need your help to implement a plan that could jeopardize Marinette and Adrien's relationship, forever." And here's another excerpt. The action takes place at school. Marinette enters the classroom. She notices Adrien smiling at her. She smiles back. Then Alex's words, "And her presence here is very strange for me." She says, "Marinette, don't forget about the party this weekend." Marinette laughs in response, apparently forgetting what it is about. Marinette says, party? Of course I haven't forgotten, and I'll be there." A long pause. Trying to mentally remember what kind of party. There's laughter in the classroom again. Adrien sees Marinette's confusion, reminds her that this is Mr. Domicle's party. He recently got a new job, and we are so glad that he is finally really happy. Adrien takes Marinette's hand and asks, "You'll be there, right?" One more passage. Luca appears out of nowhere. "Marinette, I heard that your melody was taken from other performers. But she doesn't belong to you. You should be the composer of your own Marinette melody." But all these are just fragments of scenarios that can be rewritten several times, and what will come to implementation is still unknown. The script is not a law, and it can be changed. So, for example, in the script of the finale of the 5th season, it was spelled out how Adrien hugs his mother. But in the end, unfortunately, he was outplayed, and we saw what we saw. And that's all I have for today. Subscribe to the channel, like it and click on the bell. Goodbye, my good ones.